Beaver Stadium has never been just a football venue. For generations of Penn State fans, it has stood as a fortress, a cauldron of sound, and one of the most intimidating arenas in all of sports. Every autumn, more than 100,000 people pour into its stands to create a roar that has defined the very essence of college football Saturdays. Yet even a cathedral of this magnitude eventually shows its age, and Penn State has embarked on a project that few other schools would dare attempt: rebuilding the stadium while continuing to play inside it. In 2024, the university approved a sweeping $700 million renovation plan designed not to replace Beaver Stadium, but to breathe new life into it. The work is being carried out over 3 football off-seasons, so the venue never closes its doors. To many, this feels less like construction and more like a kind of live surgery. The stadium is the beating heart of Penn State football, and now, while the pulse continues, its arteries and chambers are being rebuilt piece by piece. To understand why this project matters so deeply, it helps to step back and look at State College itself. The town is a modest metro area for most of the year, but when the Nittany Lions play at home, the population more than doubles. Hotels fill not only in State College but across surrounding towns more than an hour away. Restaurants and shops plan their staffing and inventory around football Saturdays, and small businesses depend on the rhythm of the season to survive. For the university, Beaver Stadium is far more than a sports facility. It is a front door for alumni, recruits, and prospective students. It is a gathering space that projects Penn State pride across the country and a logistical hub that powers an economic engine for the entire region. Faced with aging infrastructure and growing demand, Penn State's board had a choice: build a new stadium elsewhere or renovate the existing landmark. In 2024, they opted for the latter. The board capped the budget at $700 million and committed to financing it entirely through athletic revenue rather than tapping tuition or the broader university budget. That decision shaped the project's DNA. If the stadium itself must help fund its own renovation, then it cannot afford to close. It must continue to seat more than 100,000 fans. It must generate revenue during the process, and it must emerge as a more versatile facility capable of hosting events year-round, instead of just on 7 or 8 Saturdays. That logic explains the priorities guiding the renovation. The first focus is circulation, ensuring fans can move more freely through the building with fewer choke points. The second is winterization, transforming a venue designed for fall afternoons into a structure that can also host games and events in colder months. And the third is the addition of premium seating, not in overwhelming numbers, but in a targeted way that will boost revenue and make the stadium more attractive for large-scale events such as the college football playoff. The earliest changes came to the east side of the stadium, where 2 notoriously congested entry points at gates A and E were reimagined. Engineers added 15,000 square feet of concourse space along with 4 escalators, dramatically improving vertical movement and allowing as many as 8,000 additional fans per hour to flow through. A 34,000 square foot open-air zone was introduced, easing crowding and giving fans more room to gather. Simultaneously, ribbon boards and the massive south end video display were upgraded, and the backbone of in-stadium Wi-Fi was strengthened, laying the foundation for the digital fan experience expected in modern sports venues. But the most striking transformation arrived on a frigid January morning in 2025. As snow fell across State College, demolition crews brought down the iconic press box that had loomed over Beaver Stadium for decades. Its removal was not symbolic but essential. Clearing the west side footprint required a tightly orchestrated 6-week cycle of demolition, debris removal, and preparation for new foundations and steelwork. The work had to be completed before the narrow off-season window closed, and football once again took center stage. Not long after, the West Upper Bowl was also dismantled, following the same philosophy: remove large structural elements while the stadium is empty, then stabilize and pivot to interior projects as the season draws near. In this way, noisy and disruptive work happens off the clock, and game day operations proceed with minimal interference. At the heart of the project is the creation of a brand new West Side structure. In effect, Penn State is attaching a modern building to a historic bowl, fusing tradition with 21st century design. The new West Side will feature 3 connected concourses: field level, main, and upper, each designed to more than double the size of the previous walkways. Engineers are employing long-span construction to prevent support columns from clogging those paths, a common flaw in older stadiums. New elevators, escalators, and ramps will make vertical circulation smoother, while presentation upgrades, including a refreshed North video system, will elevate the game day experience. Through all of this, Penn State has made an explicit promise: Beaver Stadium will remain above 100,000 seats throughout the renovation. That commitment was tested in 2025, when the loss of the West Upper Bowl could have lowered capacity. The solution was to install 8,000 temporary bleacher seats above the West Suite level, supported by mobile concessions and restrooms. These interim fixes allow the stadium to maintain its legendary scale while permanent improvements take shape. Much of the attention, however, has focused on premium seating. While roughly three-quarters of the new West Side will still consist of traditional seating in the lower and upper bowls, the project introduces a hospitality tower that adds layers of premium options. Funded in part by a $25 million donor gift, the tower will feature suites, loge boxes, and two major clubs. The Schuler Family Club, measuring around 20,000 square feet, and the Marzano Club, roughly twice that size, will both offer all-inclusive food and drink packages. These spaces are more than luxury lounges. They are climate-controlled, rentable venues capable of hosting recruiting events, alumni gatherings, and even non-football functions throughout the year. The economics of these clubs are compelling. Starting in 2027, seats will begin at $4,500 annually, and fans must also contribute a one-time $10,000 capital gift to be eligible. With 4,500 seats between the two clubs, Penn State could generate approximately $20 million in recurring revenue each year, not including the initial gifts. Critics sometimes ask why schools chase premium seating instead of simply adding more seats overall, but the answer lies in versatility and financial return. A slightly larger capacity might make Beaver Stadium the biggest venue in America, but premium seating generates far more revenue per square foot and positions the stadium to host marquee events. Indeed, Penn State's athletic director noted in 2024 that the lack of premium seating had previously cost the school opportunities to host major games. With these additions, Beaver Stadium becomes a realistic candidate for a college football playoff contest and other national showcases. The renovation also produces tangible economic benefits during construction. Each summer, between 800 and 1,000 tradespeople are expected to work on the project, with daily peak headcounts around 450. Penn State estimates the regional economic impact at $15 million per year, with roughly 75% of labor and materials sourced from within Pennsylvania. For the local workforce, Beaver Stadium's transformation is not only a symbol of Penn State pride, but also a source of steady employment. As of late summer and early fall 2025, the West Press Box and Upper Bowl have been demolished and cleared, and structural work on the new West Side is well underway. Temporary bleachers, concessions, and restrooms are being installed for the 2025 season, allowing fans to continue attending in familiar numbers. The target remains completion before the 2027 season, with the project framed as a three-off-season endeavor. If all goes to plan, the west side of Beaver Stadium will reopen in 2027 as a modern spine attached to a historic bowl. The trade-off is clear: replace decades of patchwork fixes with a coherent master plan, preserve the iconic whiteout atmosphere, and give the stadium the tools to thrive in the 21st century. The same seats and the same sound will remain, but the building will move fans more smoothly, function in colder months, and generate revenue on days when no football is played. Beaver Stadium's renovation is not just about bricks, steel, and dollars. It is about safeguarding tradition while preparing for the future. For Penn State, for State College, and for college football at large, it is a case study in how to modernize a cathedral without tearing down its soul.